Good day. Now, I've not turned to Australian, but I have been watching the Aussie V8 series on the TV, so feeling a very Australian mood. Okay, I've been testing a few items that I bought. These are the CAN keypads I've recently purchased. Have an absolute ridiculous number of LED colours and, well, yes, basically there's 21 particular colour combinations of either flashing, fading in and out. That's it, fading in and out there now. 7 colours, 3 particular styles, plus obviously I can send a global signal to this to reduce the intensity of the LEDs as well, so at night it doesn't shine and completely light the roof up. So yeah, lovely little keypad setup, but having initial troubles for setup. I got my USB to CAN interface. I'm only using my CAN checked expander literally just as a termination resistor at the moment. This has its own termination resistor in it as well, so that's the 2 end of the CAN line, and this is just a spur. But not having the best of luck trying to communicate with these. The Blink Marine keypad we've communicated with, and I'm reading all the codes, not a problem, but these particular one here comes from another company, having a little trouble connecting, so I've basically reached out to them. I need basically the CANBus communicational code so I can send and write to this to basically get it, because I think it's in demo mode at the moment. Basically you get it out of demo mode, get it into run mode, and then you program it basically by sending it CANBus signals. So we have a couple of these 2x6 keypads. We also obviously have let's get out the cupboard. We also have the 12 pad, which is going to be in the roof, and then this is an 8x1, which we shall put, basically, I think I mentioned it before, we're going to put that on a beam and basically have that here in the center console. So this is the type that we need to reprogram. The Blink Marine works perfectly well, albeit the same inserts fit the same keypad and they pretty much look the same. They are actually slightly different manufacturers, which was a surprise to me because I thought they were the same manufacturer. But basically I just need the different software to communicate with it. So I'm having to start to talk to other people about it, which is a bit of a shame. Dashboard, we made a standard lower dashboard for it. It doesn't fit in many areas, but it's a good start. We're going to have to move sort of this section here. The chassis rails are wider on this particular car, so we're going to have to recontour this so it doesn't kind of just thank you. You can see it kind of overhangs the chassis rail, but that should come back to here, so we need to reprofile that. Unfortunately, we also need to reprofile here because the gear stick almost hits it, and with your hand on it when you go in reverse it's going to bang bang, so we need to recontour that as well. And that being just basically the bottom part of the dashboard, that will stay with the chassis, and then we'll just nut it or rivet it down here. Obviously the top part of the dash will be attached to the actual top body itself. So when we drop it on, we'll just have to connect the 2 vents up that'll come from the front of the AC to here. The other 2 are sort of turning right and going round, so we need to make a sort of hard turn on the 2 outer ones here that will basically go to the floor. So you'll have 2 vents pushing to your face and 2 vents to the floor. And then the servo here will connect it to either to the floor and to the what should we say, the demist. So when you've got it in demist mode, it'll go to the floor and basically to the windscreen. Yes, so we've got some fiberglassing work to do with that. Unfortunately, without the side sills, I can't guarantee the height and the exact position of here. So I really do need to finish the side sills. I'm now waiting for the mold sealing chemical, what the hell do you call it now? It's a mold sealer basically. So we need to put a mold sealer onto the tooling and then run a chemical release agent rather than wax, and basically that'll take the perfect finish that are the tooling through to the part, so we can have a buffable gel coat finish on the car without having to paint it. So that's the main process. Now this side pod here next to the old porker is already kind of polished. We need to do a second stage polish in there, but that's good enough for the moment. These are just sanded down to 1500 grit. This one's probably better to see. And then that now needs buffing. But as you would do everything else, there's a minor kind of a little hole here which we've got to fill. We've done the same one here. We've already filled this one. We need to fill them in gel coat again and then resand them. The reason why this is kind of shiny, that thing, is because that's PVA. So yes, still takes some time on that. Yeah, we do have another interloper in the shop at the moment. It's a friend's Factory 5 AC Cobra. He's removed one of the roll hoops, wants just a driver roll hoop. So we've got a bit of fiberglass work to do on that. And I think the wheel arches, he wants to do something with the wheel arches. But I'm just going to show him and he's going to come around and do the work. So he says. We'll see if that happens when it comes round. But yeah, it just looks like the wheel arch isn't really kind of set up for the wheelbase kind of thing, so we need to start. I think it's going to bring that wheel arch forward so it's more sympathetic. It looks like it's in the middle. I don't quite know why it's like that. I think it's an early Factory 5 body. The later ones I think were fixed. So yes, we've got a few tweaks to do the Cobra. It's a little bit more recognisable if you come around the front. There you go. And it's got from small block Ford in it. It's a Ford. Might as well be a Ford. So yeah, that's loping around the shop at the moment. Weather's pretty good, so the winter vehicles are outside at the moment. Yeah, that's about it really. Not a massive amount of progress really. Not enough that I want, but we are moving forward. A few more bits and pieces in the post for this car, but only small stuff, not really worth talking about until they're here. I have found now a place that will manufacture the billet top plate for almost the same cost as it cost me to actually get a chunk of aluminium delivered to my house. For basically no more than about 10% more, I can get it manufactured, made and shipped to my house. It's hardly worth me machining it. So so the MDF prototype was great. Obviously, you know, I don't need to worry about my slight machining hole. But basically this is just going to be, I'm just going to MDF prototyping. I'll still make the small stuff on my own mill, like the dashboard. It's kind of fun to prototype, but if I need to make job lots of them, then basically now I'm just going to send the CAD files off. Definitely for the uprights, front rear uprights, stuff like the intake hat, the front billet plate, front mounting billet plate, obviously that will all be just made by other people. So my mill will just be just for prototyping, and the rest of it's going to be machined by other people. Yes, so there about we going. More stuff on the sanding on the moles is driving me nuts, but it has to be done. So we start sanding at 600 if they're not particularly too good in some places, and then get to 800, 1200, 1500, and then you can buff coarse and then buff fine. It's, oh god, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so a bit of CANBus fun to keep me amused while I'm sanding. We will nail the issue with the non-communication with this particular make. If it actually comes out and works pretty good, then basically I'll just end up using this particular supplier actually in the USA, which is would be nice, so I can actually speak to them when having to speak Italian, because the Blink Marine stuff I think is all from Italy. So yeah, I'll just get back to watching my Aussie V8, and I'll speak to you all soon.